Before we start, I need you to understand something. This story was never meant to be found. There are no police reports you can easily look up, no documentaries, no neat Wikipedia page, and the people who do remember it usually wish they didn't. What you're about to hear isn't about a monster or a ghost or a curse. It's about a person who lived, worked, spoke to others every day, and then, without dying, was erased. If you like strange, unsettling stories that feel real, welcome to Weird Story. Part 1. The Man Everyone Knew. In 2006, a man named Daniel Hargreave worked as an overnight technician at a small data storage facility in northern Ohio. Nothing special. No government secrets, no classified research, just servers, old ones, loud fans, endless blinking lights. Daniel was the kind of guy people remembered after they were reminded. Quiet, polite, always early, always alone. He bought the same coffee every night from the same gas station, and for 3 years, everyone agreed he existed. His co-workers remembered his voice. His supervisor remembered firing him once and rehiring him a week later. The gas station clerk remembered his order so well that she would start pouring it before he reached the counter. Daniel Hargreave had a social security number, a driver's license, a small apartment, and exactly 0 online presence, no email, no social media, no credit card history. That was strange, but not impossible in 2006. What was impossible was what happened next. Part 2. The Night He Didn't Leave. On November 17th, Daniel clocked in at 11:58 p.m. Security footage shows him entering the building. He nods at the camera, puts his bag down, sits at his desk, and never clocks out. But here's the part that makes people uncomfortable. There is no footage of him leaving. Not through the front door, not through the emergency exits, not even on the outdoor cameras. It's as if Daniel Hargreave simply stopped continuing. At 3:14 a.m., the system logs show someone accessing a server that should not have been touched, a legacy archive, a storage cluster marked inactive, do not modify. The login credentials used? Daniel's. At 3:16 a.m., the system shuts itself down. Every server reboots, every log resets, and Daniel Hargreave is gone. Part 3. The records begin to break. When the morning shift arrived, they noticed Daniel's bag was still there, his jacket, his keys, but no Daniel. They called his phone. Disconnected. They checked HR. And that's when the first crack appeared. Daniel Hargreave was no longer in the employee database, not terminated, not suspended, not deleted, just not there. His supervisor insisted this was a mistake. He had signed Daniel's evaluations, shaken his hand, argued with him about overtime. But HR couldn't find a single trace. No payroll history, no tax forms, no application, as if Daniel had never worked there at all. Part 4. The apartment that wasn't police were finally called when Daniel didn't show up for 3 days. They went to his listed address, apartment 3B, except there was no apartment 3B. The building jumped from 3A to 3C. The landlord had no memory of Daniel, no lease, no spare key, but neighbors did. One woman remembered his footsteps at night. Another remembered him helping carry groceries. A man on the first floor remembered hearing Daniel cough through the vents. They all agreed on one thing. Daniel lived there, but when police checked the city records, that apartment had never existed. Part 5. The video that shouldn't work. A technician who refused to give his name made a copy of the security footage. Just one clip. Daniel entering the building. When he tried to play it at home, the video glitched. Daniel's face blurred, then distorted, then vanished. The rest of the footage remained perfectly intact. Only Daniel was affected. Frame by frame, it looked like the video was actively removing him, like correcting an error. That technician deleted the file the next day and quit. Part 6. The question no one answers. There's a theory, never confirmed, that Daniel accessed something he wasn't supposed to. Not files, not data, but a process. A system designed to clean corrupted information, and Daniel was flagged, not as dead, not as missing, but as invalid. If that's true, then Daniel didn't disappear. He was corrected. Ending today. If you search for Daniel Hargreave, you won't find anything. But if you ask the right people, they'll hesitate, pause, and say something like, "Yeah, I think I knew him." Long silence. So here's the question. If the world can forget someone who existed, how would you know if it was happening to you? Soft static fades out. Narrator, whisper. This is Weird Story. And some stories don't want to be remembered.